What's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kami with
Cruellica Kain.
And we are going to be talking about our thoughts on the series premiere to Zenkaiger.
Are we actually starting, or did you stall out?
No, we're starting.
Oh, okay, because you're
that kind of sums up my thoughts on the first episode in like a nutshell. It wasn't saber bad.
Oh, you're gonna get mad.
Except for like 2 scenes, I already hate this as much as I hate a Q Ranger.
Honey.
What?
You're gonna be mad at me.
You liked it?
I like the gimmick.
Well, I don't care about the gimmick.
Okay. I actually did not hate the episode as much as I thought I was going to. This is not to say I did not hate something later in the episode, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. So, starting off...
Kaito, I think is his name?
Kaito. Or no, Kaito. Yeah, you're right.
Kaito.
So... The opening song, yes, it actually technically is the closing song.
It feels like a closing theme to me. It does not belong as an opening.
But I liked it.
I didn't. I felt there was no energy coming from it. It felt like I was ready for. I was like, oh, okay, episode's over, energy done. Right at the opening theme.
I kind of liked it.
I felt nothing that I was like, oh, I'm all excited to watch this now.
Well, you weren't all excited to watch this even when it was first announced.
No, but I'm saying, though, that usually the opening theme should be getting me like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to watch this. Whether the show itself can actually match the opening theme or not. This ending theme. This opening theme was, okay, so show's over. Because we're mellowing out now. Cool.
So, the first scene, all I thought of was American Werewolf in Paris. When Kaito is...
Well, the first scene was showing all the worlds getting captured.
The first scene after the opening, where he's at the Sky Tree with the bungee cord. Yes, I know this is kind of aging me, and it's not the greatest horror movie in existence, but I still like it. So American Werewolf in Paris starts with the same exact scene for the movie, where they're going to bungee jump off. Well,
the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. So I'm like, is there going to be like a werewolf that's going to run right past him? That's all I thought. And then when they're picking on him, taking him out and saying, just because you're a YouTuber, I was like, that does seem like what a stupid-ass YouTuber would do.
But he's not a YouTuber, apparently.
No. I don't know what he is.
And then all the robots, or COVID control, as I'm calling them, randomly get teleported into their world.
I kind of felt like it was Transformers animated, because they were kind of like more humanoid type robots. So I actually wanted to see Starscream, but because Starscream is awesome. But anyways, I also kind of felt like it was an allegory for getting over xenophobia, which
we already did that in 01.
Yeah, but I think they were trying to.
Excuse me, waiter. You got some Kamen Rider in my Sentai?
Well, they already got some Sentai the Kamen Rider with Saber, so.
So let's see. Another thing, way too much CGI. What the frickin' hell is up with all the CGI in these shows?
Well,
lately, like half the show seems to just be a green screened background.
Yes, and I think that's one of the biggest detractors for me is I was enjoying so much of certain things, like Kaito as a character. I enjoyed him.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him so far yet.
Zuron
Juran.
He kind of reminded me of Momotaros from Denno. So, and I like Denno. So that whole like quirkiness, I actually wonder if it's the same voice actor. I don't know, but
I did like the scene when he just randomly shoots the one bot when he's just like gets the gun and he's just like I did like that scene.
He has humor. And if you haven't watched Denno, Momotaros is the main kaiju that Denno merges with. The Majin, yes.
Imagin.
Oh yeah, it is Imagin. Thank you. But so, and he actually takes over as Denno in the movies too. But I like Juran. I like Kitao.
Kitai? I thought it was Kitai or
Kaito. Why do I keep on messing up? Kaito. I like...
Whoever it is right now.
I also like the fact that it did the common Japanese trope that you see in like a lot of the modern anime where both parents are scientists. They have found this parallel world. I was like, wow, I've seen that before.
It's Ultraman X.
Actually, yes, it really is. Oh my god, it is Ultraman X. I was just watching that too. You are correct, sir. So now we have our Ultraman in our Sentai.
But yeah, so they found the multiverse with all the Super Sentai teams. And then, so our villains are wallpaper.
Okay.
Literally, wallpaper.
I don't know how I feel. Because having the wall and having Iago, I'm calling him Iago. I don't care what his name is throughout the series.
It's Iago.
It's Iago. So,
Does this mean that if they were to turn this into Power Rangers, they should get Gilbert Gottfried to voice that bird?
Absolutely! You'd be dumb otherwise. Or if they don't get Gilbert Gottfried, they have to have a voice actor imitate him. Because I want my Iago. But nevertheless, I had a low bar when you showed me the picture of the villain. I didn't know it was possible for me to get a lower bar.
My villains already for me already went below ground in my expectations. And Joji Nakata,
it didn't even sound like Joji Nakata. I swear to you.
It sounded like him.
He sounded bored.
Yes, that's... In fact, I was going to reference that they actually made me think of the Zyuohger villains when they're just with genius. I'm bored. Do something exciting. And there's no female villain again at the start.
Well...
Not that it's probably going to matter.
I was going to say... You have the big wheel monster. I don't know what to call him because he's like a body on top of a flat wheel.
Tank treads.
Oh yeah, tank. That's what we'll call him. We'll call him Tankor.
Oh great, Rhinox.
Well, the other guy kind of looked like Rhinox. I'm just gonna go the whole Transformers motif. I am just so. Oh god. Wow, I've lost my entire Transformers cred because I'm gonna ask, Transformers movie, it's not Ultron, what's the planet's name? Unicron! That's why I said I was gonna lose all of my Transformers cred because I can remember everybody else but his name for a moment there. So I'm gonna call the wall Unicron.
No. At least Unicron's a well-rounded character.
Okay, then who's flat as a board? Ultra Magnus?
Optimus Prime was one-dimensional.
Well, you could also think the same thing about Megatron.
Until Galvatron came along.
Exactly. So we'll call him Megatron, Iago, Tankor, Rhinox.
Well, no, the other guy actually would be more, Not Obsidian. Strika? No, not Strika. I don't know. But...
Oh! Okay. With Galvatron... I'm trying to remember. What were the two Transformers that were with him?
Cyclonus and Scourge?
Scourge! That's who he is. Scourge.
But anyway, the...
Yeah, I'm having more fun talking about Transformers right now, apparently.
Yeah. So we have the coins that did the gimmick. They show like a hologram image of the team that the coin is referencing, and then the character gains the an ability related to that team. And I have to say, after all the great camera work in Kira Major, that camera work was shit when he was flying around. Like, oh my god, that was garbage. Same with when not Daijujin.
Not Daijujin. You mean Zenkai Juron?
Juron. When he's growing, everyone else on the ground is just standing there still as if they're waiting for their part to occur when they're supposed to jump as he grows.
Okay. Best scene of the episode, though, is when Kaito is trying to explain to Juron how it works, and they're like in the background talking, and you just see the villain just standing there like, okay, what's going on? I was like, okay, that is funny because it's like, we're supposed to be combat here. I do like the fact that rather than in Q-Oger, right? Minecraft? Q-Oger. When we had that series, you have these individuals that are in costumes, that are in bigger costumes. And when they transform, apparently their entire body transforms to shrink. Mm-hmm. I hated that because it really takes you out of the immersion.
Well, I don't care about that.
Well, I do because I want it to feel immersive.
It's no different than when Doggy Kruger transformed. And
I hated that too. I also hate it when the red is like 6'5" and then the costume is like 5'2". The immersion, you kind of have to match as close as possible, I imagine. But I did like for Juron, and it looks like it's going to be for the remainder of the four as well, they have their normal appearance. Mm-hmm. And when they transform, it actually looks like the costume transforms over that size, which I appreciated because that's as good or bad as the series may end up being, that's an important attention to detail that can be easily missed.
I don't think that was their thought process.
I may be giving them more credit than they deserve, but I liked it. And I also liked Zenkaiger's costume.
The Kamen Rider, Aka Ranger, Big One combination.
It was kind of cool looking.
Or the Gundam V.
I just think of combination of Gundam and Sentai. Once again, we're going to be comparing this to every other franchise outside of what it is. Because if we need to go that route, the origin story sounds just like Camille, except Camille's parents were dead or were alive until he kills them.
Well, no, that's why I said Daiichi from Ultraman X.
No, I understand, but we can go with Camille at the same time with his parents being scientists. Or Amuro.
But I was not enthused for this premiere. It was... Like I said, it wasn't as bad as Saber's premiere, because at least I'm not like, oh my god, I never want to touch another episode. But I have to say, this is probably one of my least favorite premieres, because even as much as I just didn't want to watch Q Ranger after the first episode, or even though I hated the premiere to Q Ranger, I was still like, well, maybe this one I'm like, I don't know.
I have to watch the second episode though, because I need to see Cat Predator. I don't know what it is about, I think his name is Gowon.
I think so.
From that, But the way his dreads and the way that helmet looks, he looks like a predator. So I want to know.
So expect for when we do a video that covers episode 2, there's gonna be Predator references in there. Dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't live up to all of my Predator movie references, except for Predators probably, and then the newest Predator.
Predator.
Then we're okay. But I kind of feel like I did with Rio Soldier. Like, I need to watch the second episode.
God, that was the other thing I hated. The T-Rex mode for Jurong.
Oh,
that looked so bad.
That was the worst for me. Then him using his butt.
Oh, because his body's like this long, and then his legs are like all the way over here. It's like, it was basically like, what the frick? How does? Oh my God, that was bad.
It was the ugliest transformation I have ever seen. This side of, I don't know. I
mean, there's been some bad mechs before in Sentai, but that is got to be one of the worst looking ones.
Well, I think the reason why it was the worst for me, and I understand mechs are unrealistic as it is, but it just...
He should be like falling over due to how much weight is not on the front end.
Well, yeah, because
of how
he's very top heavy.
Because how far back his legs are, he should be like going.
Yeah, I failed physics, but I can even verify that doesn't work.
Oh, it was awful. Really, really awful.
But apparently, from the trailer for episode 2, Gaon's mech, it looked kind of similar being a cat motif. So I'm fearful that it's going to be for all of them. So I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on it, because obviously episode 2 hasn't been released yet. But from what it looked like. But I kind of feel like, at least for nothing else, I think we should watch the first 4 episodes.
We'll probably end up watching more than that.
Only because it feels like that's how the team is going to become combined. So I think unless they delay Blue, since Blue works as
the janitor for the villains.
So unless they push that out.
Okay, there was actually one thing I did like with the villains. Well, for some reason now our stuff like clogged up, so we can't conquer the world. So let's just do a good old-fashioned invasion.
Well, that's what Iago says. Why do you think Iago was a smart... If you have not watched Aladdin, and I'm not talking about the live action, I'm talking about the real Aladdin, Iago is the smartest character in the movie. He is the genius. And when the Iago said that to him, he's like, well, why don't we just do a good old-fashioned invasion? I was like, that's what we've been telling James Bond villains to do for years. The foot soldiers do have kind of cool designs. I like how, did you notice that their, like, bottom half of their helmets were like keyboards?
I think so.
I thought that was nifty.
And I like the plug staffs.
Oh, God. I want one of those. But I do have to admit, the saving grace of the series for me, kind of same thing for Drive, is the gimmick. I know we've only had it for the first episode, but I can tell you just from that first episode, that gimmick is cool looking. I like how it has the crank, and then the way he was shooting it like a machine gun or a Tommy gun, I'm like, I just want it for the crank.
Yeah, I will say that took some of those scenes took way too long to crank it up.
There shouldn't be, okay, yes, you shouldn't have to take that long to crank it up, especially if you're trying to save the damn world. But the idea of the crank, I thought it was cool.
But yeah, it's like,
Yes, he took like 6 turns just to get the Ninninger. And then your look with Ninninger, I was like...
Especially when he says, I'm fired up. Oh my god. I was like, no! No!
No. His no wasn't like that. It was like Darth Vader from Attack of the Clones. No.
You mean Revenge of the Sith?
Okay, I'm just screwing up everything.
No. My no was even worse than that. Oh my god, no.
It wasn't like Shia LaBeouf, no.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but
doesn't he do the no?
Oh, the no. But yeah.
Well, I was very happy that Zenkaiger did not do Yoshi Lucky. Because
he hasn't done Q Ranger yet.
No, that was Q Ranger. Because he had Chameleon. Because if you saw it...
No, that was... Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, no, he didn't do Q Ranger.
They did Ninninger and Zyuohger.
Zyuohger, yeah. Okay, yeah, go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. I don't like you anymore. Go away. I will say, I was proud of him. The moment it went 45 and 16, and I was like, what is 16? And you had no thought in your mind. You're like, Zyuranger. It was like, do you literally know the numerical order so by heart? Okay, fine. What's 32?
32?
Mm-hmm.
Go on, Jer.
Okay, what's 27?
27? Abba Ranger.
Well, that you had to think about. I
have to, because still, I do have to actually think, like, which one's which.
But I was so impressed when it said 16, and I'm like, okay, because that's the hard part about this. If they're going to number them out, and yes, I've watched a lot of Sentai, but even I know names. I don't know numbers. I'm not part of a graduating class like that. So that, I will say, is a disadvantage for any potentially new fans if they were trying to start the franchise.
It's just like 25 will be Gao Ranger for Gaon.
Well, what I mean is, Zenkaiger, I kind of feel like they took pity on you in a way, because they had the little thingies, the keys. So you got to see the type of character they were planning on transforming into.
Yeah, the coins just have the number on there with sort of their logo.
Well, yeah, with a logo that, unless you're very familiar with it, you're not going to know off the top of your head what number it is. So that, I will say, I have a problem with. Because Kira Major had the task of trying to bridge a series that both girls and boys would like. I still hate the thought that girls like jewelry, boys
like cars.
That's not how it works. You don't put people into boxes. Nevertheless, this series, after having such a high point as Kira Major, should be like, okay, how do we keep fans and bring in more new fans to know about the history of it? And telling people a goddamn number and having like a little hologram of the series does nothing. If not for and the only reason I knew Ninninger is because the look of horror on your face. But outside of that, I don't think everybody would know.
Mm-mm.
Because even when they're going through it, they don't even call out what the name of the series is.
I thought it did.
No.
I thought it said Zyuohger.
No.
And Ninninger.
If it did, it didn't subtitle it, so I wasn't paying attention.
I thought I saw subtitles for that.
No.
Oh, whatever.
So that's my only pet peeve, but I still do like the game.
Okay, I think it did do it, but it wasn't like where Gokaiger actually would go on and say, Ranger, Kaku Ranger,
Which would have been
Gentleman.
Oh my god. How many times have you seen Gokaiger?
4.
At least it's not as many times as Die Ranger.
No, nothing will be as many times as Die Ranger.
But at least you're a little bit more engaged than when we started, because I thought you were going to keel over. Honey, you're not getting any younger.
Well, apparently neither Sentai. But yeah, overall, not impressed with the first episode. Let's hope the next few are better. Hopefully. And not get worse. God, I hope it doesn't get worse like Ryu Soldier.
Can I just say I miss Juru?
Yeah, this Red Ranger does not have the same
Charisma?
Nope. And the hard part is he's going to have to carry this whole show on his own technically, because he's the only human character of the Rangers. So everything's going to be riding specifically on him. Now it really is like Toei decided, you know what? We like that idea of the Red Ranger and his merry sidekicks. We're going to go with that this season.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like Zyuohger when we were talking about that, because Red was the only human.
Yes, but the others, because they still had human forms, they still had human interaction, even though the show did still technically focus on the Red. But no, this one literally is the Red Ranger and his band of merry robots.
Well, do you think from this demonstration that he can carry the show?
I don't think so. I don't think he can carry nearly 50 episodes on his own.
Well, here's a question for you. Of all the Super Sentais that you've seen, have there ever been any Reds that you feel that would have been capable of carrying an entire show by themselves?
Maybe, but probably not, because that was the whole point of it being a team-based series.
So do you think this is going to be a detractor because it doesn't feel like a natural team-based series?
I don't know. It depends. We'll have to see how it goes. If the writing gets better, possibly. But given the writing history of the writer, I don't have faith in it. I have no faith in Junko.
Junko is a woman, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to assume, because the only Junko I really do know is from Danganronpa, but I don't think of her as a woman. I think of her as a monster.
So, whatever.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah, well, we've got to wrap this up.
I could talk about everything else but Zenkaiger, apparently.
Yeah, first episode didn't leave good impressions. That's pretty much the takeaway.
I really do wish there was an episode 0 for this as well. Just to kind of...
I know there's some type of movie thing, but I don't know what it is. But whatever. Alright, that's all we've got. What did you guys think of the premiere to Zenkaiger? Let us know. Click like, subscribe, bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. You can support me at Patreon, Kaiju no Kami, Facebook, Kaiju no Kami, Instagram, Kaiju no Kami, Twitter, Kaiju no Kami, and my website, creativitybydesignllc.com. Until next time, bye.
That was like a vomit.